Toad houses are known as mushroom. Mushroom is a rich source of protein, carbohydrate, and specifically vitamin B. Most of the vegetarians they consume mushroom in order to reach the vitamin B complex requirement. So, at first, let us look up to the structure of a mushroom. Mushroom belongs to the kingdom fungi, and it is the most developed kind of kingdom fungi species. It has presence of hyphae. Hyphae are thread-like structures which join together. Suppose they all are thread-like structures and they all join together to form a structure known as mycelium. The entire body of the mushroom is made up of mycelium, and the body is divided into two parts. Mycelium is the entire body, whereas fruiting part or the play from the or the site from where there will arise the spores of the next generation is known as the fruiting body. How do we start the cultivation of this mushroom? At first, we need one of the hypha. Every hypha is capable of giving rise to a seed, and that seed can be used as a startup culture for the mushroom cultivation. First of all, we take a mushroom and tear it from the center. After tearing it into two equal halves, we need a needle, and our intention is to tinge and remove every strand of hypha from one another. So we just want the hypha to get segregated. Then after we place the hypha, a small strand of the hypha or few strands of hypha in agar. Agar is a medium or a culture in which is rich in organic material and nutrients which allow the growth of mushroom. So when the hypha is placed in the culture, the growth of the mycelium starts. And once the mycelium has started growing in a damp place, it starts growing in around 7 to 9 days. Then after it is used as a seed for cultivation. First stage of mushroom cultivation is the spawn production. Spawn is formed by placing those hypha which has been segregated after breaking a mushroom to a beaker which contains some seeds. The soaked seeds are placed in overnight and then or 3 4 days, and after that they all are collected. See over here, compost preparation is done by collecting seeds into a beaker, and these seeds were soaked for a couple of days, and after that we will be just putting the hypha within the soaked seeds. By now we are already aware that the fungus they grow in damp and moist places, and they are saprophytes. It means they depend on dead and decaying parts of plants and animals for their food source. So this decaying part of the seeds will be used as a source of food for the growing hypha, and formation of mycelium will be proceeding or will be taking place inside these bottles, because these bottles will be kept in dark place for around 7 to 8 days along with the hypha. Spawning process, how does it occur? The mycelium from a mushroom culture is placed onto a steam sterilized grain. These grains, they are the reason why they are steam sterilized is that the mycelium they can grow very fast, and once the mycelium they have started growing or the hypha they have started growing into mycelium, we can use each of the seed as a mushroom seed, and we can start the cultivation. The raw materials required for preparing the land where the mushroom cultivation has to take place should have these few items, and we can also put all the dead and decaying parts of plants and animals so that it becomes very rich in organic component. But still sawdust is required, rice straw. Once the rice is taken out from the paddy plant, then after we can use that entire leftover over paddy in order to use as a raw material for the growth of mushroom. Similarly, we can also use molasses or sugar syrup along with Darek and lime. Lime is required in order to make the environment or pH condition is to be maintained with the help of lime. And then after like there is requirement of a particular temperature and humidity for the proper growth or spawning of or spawn running, I should rather say. White bottom mushrooms, which are widely consumed, they require a temperature of around 24 to 26 degrees centigrade for vegetative growth, whereas for reproductive growth, it requires around 16 to 18-degree temperature. And not only that, relative humidity should be around 80 to 90% so that the atmosphere is quite humid, moist, I should rather say, and there should be enough ventilation so that cropping can occur. Casing is a process in which uh, the vegetative growth takes place in the mushroom, and just this vegetative growth propagules can be utilized for forming the entire mushroom. So in this way, casing becomes one of the very important property or important requirement for the process of mushroom cultivation. So this casing process helps in maintenance of the moisture content in the compost. There are various steps for the process of casing, and it is at first casing mixture preparation is done, then sterilization of the mixture is done, and then after one layer of this mixture along with another layers, it is just layered. So, how does the entire process take place? Overlay occurring on a casing. Notice the water droplets are unable to get absorbed through the through the dense dry mycelial growth. The substrate gets deprived of water and is incapable of forming pins through the top casing layer. So, in this first diagram, you can see that there is presence of a vermiculture, and above it there is a layer of straw, and beneath as well there is a layer of straw. And we want the entire atmosphere to be humid, and it should be moist so that the growth of pins or small mushrooms occur. How is the depth decided, that till which layer we need to put these mushroom spawn? Because the substrate is 1 inch, the casing is 1/4 inch, the this can get difficult measuring out of ratio casing and substrate by eye, and that's why it's good to use a ruler. So it should be as is that you can look over here, 1 inch, and it is 1.5 inch where the layer is for the casing layer, and 1 inch is the substrate depth. So we need our substance or our small spawn to be placed at this particular position so that the growth of the mushroom takes place properly. Next is the pinning process. Mushrooms initially develop after rhizomorphs. Rhizomorphs are structures which are similar to the roots and have been formed after casing. The initials are extremely small but can be seen as outgrowth on a rhizomorph. Rhizomorph is just a, you can think of it like roots, and over the rhizomorph there is growth of the small pins. They once an initial quadruples in size, and the structure is known as a pin. So one small initial outgrowth is there on the rhizomorph, and then after the size it goes on increasing and it forms a pin, and this pin is a small fruiting body of the mushroom which is visible. Lowering moisture content and carbon dioxide concentration has a positive effect on the growth of mushroom. So the mushroom will grow very well if the carbon dioxide content and moisture content is lowered. Whereas, so lowering humidity and lowering carbon dioxide supposedly can trigger pinning. Only for the process of pinning, it is important that the temperature or carbon dioxide content and moisture content is lowered. Now, once the fruiting bodies are formed, the fruiting bodies of fungi contain the spores. These spores are haploid and they are useful for the process of reproduction. So, from the fruiting body, we get a lot of spores and mycelium is completely formed. Now, that is the time when harvesting can be done. The general rule of thumb is to begin picking your mushroom harvest when the caps turn from convex to concave. That is the general method. You have to just look that have they become concave or not, turning down to turning up. Oyster mushroom harvesting should occur 3 to 5 days after you see the first mushroom begin to form. Home growers can harvest in either manner, either plucking the fruit by hand or cutting it. So you can use scissors also to cut it from the main plant body. In this case of my home mushroom kit, however, there is no need to allow the mushrooms to drop spores because we are interested in just the harvest. We are not interested that the same mushroom removes it or spreads its spores so that new generation can be formed. So it is not important. We can just harvest it as soon as the mushroom is visible. We don't want the spores to come out. Where is the position of spores? You have seen this umbrella shaped structure in the case of mushroom. The spores, if you see this structure precisely, it has this kind of, or if I just draw the base, let me draw the base. This is the way the structure actually looks like from the base. If you just put the mushroom upside down, suppose this is your mushroom and suppose this is the stalk, this is the way it looks like. And this area which has these all stripes, this area is containing spores. The spores are present throughout this area. I can make it with black color. So this is how the spores look like. Our intention is not always to dust these spores in the soil, but sometimes it serves to be a very good idea. This is the entire process by which the sexual reproduction or the entire life cycle of this fungi occurs or mushroom occurs. Let's start with the mushroom. Once the mushroom is formed, as such, what I tried to show, those are the basidia. They are the ones which will grow and they will release the spores. These spores are released, and then after the maturation of these basidiospores, after the removal of these spores they fuse and they give rise to the basidiocarp, or at times it gives rise to the rhizomorph. Once the rhizomorph is formed, it is of two types, either plus or negative, and then the fusion between plus and negative type of spores occur in order to form the hypha or the mycelium, where both the spores they stay just together. So this is the entire life cycle of a mushroom. There are numerous health benefits from this mushroom. First is it prevents cancer. It is very high in iron. If there is damage in the DNA, it can repair it. It is used as a immunity booster, reduces diabetes. It can be used as antioxidant. It helps in treating or curing asthma, or just helps the patients to live their life normally and in an easy way. It also helps to build muscles and is a very rich source of vitamin B2, B3. Lowers the cholesterol level to around 10 to 20%, increases natural killer cell activity in the body, and it also contains selenium, which is a very good source for bladder. The nutritional value of mushroom is very high. It is a very rich source of protein, vitamin C, D, vitamin B, and minerals. They are rich in phosphorus and potassium as well. Mushrooms convert organic waste into edible biomass. Now see, all the saprophytic things or all the dead and decaying parts of plants and animals are used by this mushroom as food, and then after we can consume them as well in order to get the uh, high nutrition value from these mushrooms. They are particularly low starch content, low fat content, and low calorific value content. Presence of variety of sugars and high fibers is there in case of the mushrooms. And I hope you all have understood it.